I'm Scott Stevens.
I'm Richard Heaney.
And I'm Barb Slusser.
And we're the Science Detectives. And we're back with another episode, and we have probably going to hit today one of the topics that I can't tell you how interested people are in there on this topic. When you go out and search the web, and the number of books hitting Amazon and Barnes and Nobles discussing 2012 is just amazing. An incredible confluence of events seems to be coming in the coming years, whether it's prophecy, whether it's calendars, whether it's environmental issues, whether it's war. I mean, so many things are coming together.
Shift in consciousness.
Shift in consciousness underway, coming towards the 2012 issue. So, so we're wearing glasses because the future is just so bright.
Gotta wear shades.
We gotta wear shades.
I like that. I like that, actually.
This is true.
Well, I'd like to talk to the laymen out there who don't quite understand what's going on, because before I had any knowledge of the 2012 event coming up, Scott was
preaching it.
Enough to,
I was preaching it.
Yeah. And Barb, I mean, they're both more of an expert than myself. And so I'm coming at it from a layman's point of view, and I'd like to inform you guys out there why I now believe that the 2012 thing is really going to happen. So here are some quick bullet points. We're going to get Scott and Barb to comment on these. So I got to take these off.
Do you?
Just like the ring. Okay.
Oh, the irises are adjusting.
First and foremost is the Mayan calendar. It's
Yeah.
extremely accurate. That's bullet point 1. Next, NASA's
But
statement.
it's not just the Mayan calendar.
There are.
I mean, there are
others.
other
There are
calendars.
many other calendars. Many.
That's just the one that is bubbled to the foremost
Right.
of public consciousness, because I mean, the Mayans are were an American civilization, and their knowledge of galactic movements and planetary movements exceeded NASA's for the longest time. And they see a date. They see a date coming where we have a change in calendars.
change.
Yep.
Change in calendars.
I did research based on what you were saying about the Mayan calendar, and I'm thinking, well, how true is this? How can anybody do this? Then I find out that NASA states, quote unquote, that it's extremely accurate. And anyway, we'll dwell on that as to why in just a minute. But the pyramids around the world, you've got Egyptian pyramids, you've got Machu Picchu pyramid. You got pyramids around the world.
The Mayan pyramids.
Mayans.
I mean,
The Mayans. And so these pyramids align north and south, especially over in Egypt, and they're a little skewed down south, but they're all based on star alignments. So, and the next thing here.
So why would a civilization 500, 5,000, 10,000 years old build pyramids aligned to the stars? Why go through the effort to do all of that incredible engineering, the preciseness, and then leave it there for thousands of years as a message to the future?
Exactly.
What was the purpose behind that? And we'll get into that.
Right.
Keyword message.
I mean, quite frankly, the bales of hay would have been a lot lighter.
Not as durable.
They didn't have the hay, however. So.
Next, we have NASA is going to be shutting down the space shuttle missions in 2010, and we'll dwell on that.
Right.
The largest seed vault in the whole world has just been completed. Bill Gates was a part of it, and so were the Rockefellers.
Yeah, Warren Buffett.
It opened this past month.
Right.
It did.
Up in Norway.
In Norway.
And we got clips for that coming up. Antarctic, the South Pole. Scott's into astrology and
Astronomy.
Astronomy. I'm sorry.
Both are interesting, but in different ways.
All right. Anyway, so the Antarctic, they had the largest infrared telescope built, and it looked to me like they did it in quite the hurry. They had groups from around the world contributing to it, and it's sitting there at the North Pole to observe something coming in. We'll talk about that.
But why Antarctica?
And why Antarctica?
Well, and the simple reason is that there's so little water vapor, which absorbs the infrared radiation, that you go to the bottom of the world where, I mean, the atmosphere is exceptionally dry. And otherwise, you're going to put the telescope on an airplane and then fly it at 40,000 feet. They're doing that too.
Let's see, Antarctica. Okay, all prehistoric creatures that survived did so by being underwater. Alligators, turtles, and anything that went underground.
Marine life,
supposedly, when the big giant meteor hit, if that was that.
Yeah, you're talking about when the dinosaurs disappeared.
Yeah, so it's just an idea that I'm working with myself, and you guys can elaborate on that.
Well, and remember, prehistoric means anything more than about 12,000 years ago. So we could have had these multiple cycles, and caves, underground, water, anything between you and whatever is bringing the change of energy.
This may not be the first time we're,
Exactly.
We've been here before. Let's see. And RAND Corporation's underground maglev rail system that goes all over the United States. We've got evidence and footage of that. I'll show that to you.
That's an amazing thing.
We had 14,000 miles per hour, L.A. to New York.
1,400.
No, I'm quoting the website.
Really?
Really?
I'm quoting.
I'll take exception with it, but yeah.
Same here. I mean, those G-forces. I mean, come on.
Well, I think it would
You're
take
nearly
you from
suborbital at that speed.
Yeah, really.
We'll comment on that.
No wonder it's
I'm in
a
agreement.
lev.
No.
How can you get the 14,000? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
1,400 is plenty quick.
Yeah.
3 hours.
It would get you there coast to coast pretty doggone quickly.
It's like 2.3 times faster than the 747. So.
Yeah.
Our solar cycle.
And you don't have to go through security. Well, not that kind of security.
Yeah, what kind
Not
of
Homeland Security. Home planet security, maybe. Who's running that? What color are they? Gray or
gray.
They could be.
They probably are.
Solar cycle begins at January 4th, 2008. It will peak 2011, 2012.
And that was amazing because we just saw those first sunspots showing up in the higher latitudes of the
right.
sun
Yes.
of the proper polarity, which
Right.
would signify the beginning,
The
of this
beginning
solar
of that
cycle.
next cycle.
And there's some guys down in Boulder at the Space Weather Center that are a little freaked out by this coming peak. So, but then on the other side, what they're saying is that the conveyor belts underneath that layer of convection in the sun are going to be very, very quiet. For the succeeding who knows how many cycles. So that may solve our global warming issue right there. The sun goes quiet, ice age follows.
But anyway, let's see here. Solar. Okay, the alignment of Venus and the Sun and the Earth in 2012. Another indication.
Right. Well, and that mirrors the last Atlantean catastrophe that we saw in July of 97 BC. I mean, it's the mirror opposite of the Venus and the Sun alignment. So again, another clue that
we'll tell you
harkens
why
back to the Mayan calendar.
Lots of clues. Lots of clues, or are they?
It was with the candlestick in the conservatory, and it was raw, the sun.
We've also got Planet X, also known as Eris, also known as Nibiru. And that's going to intersect with our solar.
The solar system.
Solar system. It'll intersect. Anyway, I'll get into that.
The approach from the south. We'll be curious to see when that shows up. When the amateur guys pick that guy up, it's going to be a very interesting day.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
Actually, realistically, but anyway, again, I just want to get through the bullet points.
And we're halfway through the bullet points. We'll probably take a break and come back.
Yep.
You think?
I think so.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Let's take a break.